Welcome to another solo session live stream. I'm your host with the pirate name in the real estate game, Zach Gill. And this is Fraud Friday. Good Friday evening, everybody. The weekend's lining up, isn't it? I don't know about you, but my Friday didn't turn out how I expected. It just went off the rails, and here I am. So, but you know, most of the time it's good stuff, right? So I got some good stuff for you tonight. I'm going to try and rock through it, but I got to say, I missed a golden opportunity earlier today. One of the things that I talk about on this quite regularly is romance scams, and I'm going to be presenting something on that this evening. But I thought it was hysterical because my mom had reposted something on her Facebook. And it was, you know, completely innocent, like perfectly normal thing to repost. And yeah, on the bottom there's a comment from a guy, "Hey, I don't know you, but you seem like you'd be a good friend." And she's like, "I watch your show. This is a friendship or romance scam, isn't it?" Yes, thank you, Mom, got it. So I did a little tech support thing and blocked that. But yeah, apparently this works. So I'm excited about that. Like, Mom caught one. Good on you, Mom. So yeah, that's part of the reason I do this show, is to show people this is what can happen. I really wish I would have screen capped that because it's a great real world example. Shut up, phone. It's a great real world example of what happens, how it happens, what the initial setup is. We weren't going to bother to try and bait that one in and see how it goes, because why bother? But yeah, got them blocked. Deleted that comment. And as soon as I hit block and delete, I thought, I missed prime opportunity to showcase it and go, you know, laugh at this asshole. So yeah. Anyhow, I'm very against fraud and scammers, which is why I do this. I want to help protect my friends and family, and I want to call these idiots out for doing what they do. So with no further ado, let's get into some of the content this evening. Where'd that go? There we go. Got good stuff, man. It's coming along. I got a little bit more production stuff that I'm working on, but so far it's rocking pretty good. Excuse me. For the first one this evening, this comes to us from Malware Bytes, which, if you haven't watched this show before, I love Malware Bytes. They have awesome content, and their blog is phenomenal for talking about scams and shams and frauds, because they are on top of it. And yeah, there's some promo stuff in here, but that's okay. That's okay. It's totally worth it. And in this one, this one came out 4 weeks ago. New AI agents could hold people for ransom in 2025. Really? How are you going to get held ransom by an AI? It's not the Terminator. So yeah, let's see here. When ChatGPT, the agentic model. All right, I'm just skimming. I'm skimming fast. I'm Gen X. I read really, really fast. Here we go. Yet if artificial intelligence achieves what is called an agentic model in 2025, which it looks like we're headed there pretty quickly, novel and boundless attacks could be within reach as AI tools take on the role of agents that independently discover vulnerabilities, steal logins, and pry into accounts. So this is all the dystopian stuff that we've been told for years now that could happen. It's starting, like, we're poised for this to happen. These agents could even hold people for ransom by matching stolen data online with publicly known email addresses or social media accounts, composing messages and holding entire conversations with victims who believe a human hacker out there has access to their social security number, physical address, credit card info, and more. And if the model works for individuals, there's little reason it wouldn't work for individual business owners. So, long story short, they go out. AI is phenomenal at collecting data. It's not quite sure what to do with it yet. But what we typically refer to as AI, things like ChatGPT, these are actually large language models, and their job is to go out and scour the internet, learn what they can about human speech, human behavior, human interactions, all of this stuff, so it can present as human. And in this case, it could be a nefarious human that says, hey, yeah, I found your social security number, which, thank you, VA. That was covered very in depth on my Military Monday, but short version, the VA is even saying, hey, protect your social security number. But now that you've shown up, what's your social security number? It's terrible. Some things you just cannot get through in life without providing that information. And these large language models are going to be able to find that information if it's posted someplace. And I'll tell you right now, home addresses, maybe you can find it easily, maybe you can't, but there's an entire tech side of the world that is great at finding out what people's addresses are. A lot of this data is out there for everyone's consumption, and it's only a matter of time before an AI can pull up your info, find out what house you own, and send you a picture from Google Maps and say, I drove by your house, I know you're doing blank, I've got your social security number and your credit card info, you need to wire me this amount of money. This is how a lot of these scams are already being run. It's just now possible that a bad actor, I'm not going to go too crazy with that one there, but a bad actor could quite easily develop an AI system, a large language model, to do this. So it's nothing you need to panic about now. The best thing I can tell you, take your time when you're doing stuff. Don't put your information out there unless it is absolutely necessary to do so. And in this day and age, there are other great programs out there that help protect your information. There's a ton of options. And for example, with credit card or debit card info, there are applications that run in along with your browser that, and I should really bring this up on maybe next week's Fraud Friday, that it generates a temporary one-time use credit card number. Only good once. You don't have to go open a new account, shut it down. It's a one-time use. Is it linked to your actual? Sure, but it's only good once. And that could be more critical as time moves on. We've seen a lot of the trends that started as maybe this could be something concerning in the future to now it's a standard protocol. So these are things to keep your ear to the ground about. They are not anything to panic about at this moment. There's a whole bunch of this, though. There's great chat tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Claude from OpenAI competitor Anthropic can brainstorm ideas for marketing materials, write book reports, compose poems, and even review human-written text for legibility. I actually used Google Lens this week my mom had handwritten a note on a paper, and I took a picture of it, and it said, do you want a copy of this text? Sweet, sure, let's do it. Let's see what happens. It was virtually perfect. It's not going to copy my handwriting because my handwriting is abhorrent. I should have been a doctor. I actually told my doctor that when I was little too. I'm like, hey, I'm already halfway to being a doctor. Nobody can read my handwriting. He thought that was funny. We're still laughing about that many, many years later. So there's a whole bunch of this out here. The potential of generative AI, a term used to describe AI tools that can generate text, images, movies, summaries, and more, is limited only by our imagination. I've posted a video before. I continue to do it. I'm not going to bring it up on the live stream right now, but these models are getting better and better and better, and they're doing it more quickly than we can even talk about. What I talked about last week, it's better this week. The one that I talked, the model that I'm referring to, or at least thinking about, it was disgustingly impressive. And there were still a few tells on it, but it wasn't extra fingers. It wasn't anything, any major red flag. It was enough that in the world of watching superhero movies that are so heavily reliant on computer generated graphics, it might pass muster if you're looking at it on a small device. and you're used to seeing stuff like that. It's very difficult to discern some of these things, especially in a small format. So they're getting better and better. They will continue to get better and better. They will continue to get better and better faster and more accurately. So just be aware of this. And when you see malicious bad actors out there, they may not necessarily be a human. There's the whole dead internet theory that 95% of the traffic that's out there on the internet is bots. Same thing with comments on Facebook. Same thing with all social media stuff, that 95% of it's probably bots. And I think that's pretty accurate. So it doesn't surprise me that bots are going to be a thing in the future for attacks like these. Just something to be aware of. It's not happening yet that we know of. So enough beating that one up. Speaking of the VA and romance scams, protecting veterans from romance scams. In 2024, 53% of men and 47% of women reportedly experienced some sort of romance scam in an online dating environment. I covered this one pretty heavily back on Valentine's Day, but I'll sum up. Romance scams targeting veterans especially, because this is coming from the VA, often begin innocently on dating apps or websites, social media platforms, or even through email. I've said this for as often as I can say it. All of the old school stuff, back in the day, there was the Nigerian prince scam, and that made its rounds via email. But before that, there were plenty of other scams that happened in traditional mail. The only thing we're doing is changing how it's delivered and how it's responded to. I will give you my one pro tip to keep you out of this very easily, but let's go through this first. Scammers create convincing personas and may pose as fellow veterans, active duty military personnel, or individuals with shared interests and experiences. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, most of the veterans I know, they're real quick to sniff out stolen valor, as we like to call it. Anybody who's impersonating a veteran, they better be really good to get past a lot of these people. It's easier if, for example, you're talking two different branches. I'm not super familiar with, say, Navy ranks. I don't think anybody is, including the Navy. But even at that, you would know the lingo to speak to be able to bridge that gap of information. And scammers probably aren't going to know that. So that's one good thing. But, you know, they can find you anyway. For those of you who have seen the glorious movie that is Full Metal Jacket, Me Love You Long Time. It's still happening. And scammers are, I don't even have to love you long time. I just got to tell you love you long time. So anyhow, the FBI covers these quite a bit. I had it on Valentine's Day. It was an actual romance scam from the person who got scammed. Her voice was altered, but it was really obvious what happened, and she was very descriptive about it. But this included a scammer impersonating a deployed member of the military or celebrity, gaining the veteran's trust before taking advantage of the romantic connection that has been created to request money. What I would be most concerned about as being the most commonplace in this, and it's no secret that the Pacific's always been a lot of GIs, like the Pacific Theater. So it wouldn't shock me at all and I'm just throwing this out there as an example. I am not saying this is the most prevalent one. I could see it being a prevalent one based on circumstances and discussions. But hey, cute little Filipina, she's into you. You text back and forth, few pictures. Yeah, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I would love for you to take me out to dinner. Why don't you send me it's really expensive, but you seem really nice. Why don't you fly me out? Send me $1,500 for airfare. Boom. That's it. Done. You're out $1,500. Could be more. Oh, there was they could see there's a tsunami on the news and go, oh, sweet. Oh, my house was destroyed. Can you send me money? I'll send you pictures. Okay. This stuff happens a lot. So some scammers will make plans to meet the veteran or even propose marriage through messages. Yes, I'd love to, I think we're hitting it off great, and I think we'd be a good match. I'm ready to get married and move out of my country. Done. So the reality is they will likely never meet. The connection the veteran believed will be forever broken once the fraud is exposed. Trust your instincts. Keep your head on a swivel. Even if it's digital, you still need to do that. Exercise caution with unsolicited contacts. I don't know you, and I don't know anybody who knows you. Facebook's pretty good about being able to show mutual friends, but I got a few mutual friends that are stupid too. Clearly, this is a fake profile. So don't always trust that, but pay attention to it. If you've got 5 mutual friends and everybody's saying, hey, you got to meet Sally, Sally's probably real, but still go out to dinner with Sally. Do not rely just on messaging over a social network. Anyhow, be skeptical of unexpected messages or friend requests, particularly from those claiming blah, blah, blah. Relationships that escalate rapidly warrant extra scrutiny. Yeah, the stripper is not that into you. Just food for thought there. Always verify the identity of new online acquaintances, especially if they request money or personal information. I don't know how many steps you got to take to get to the I'm requesting money thing. I think it depends, but the scammers got it pretty good. So protect your information. Don't share a damn thing. And look, if you want the easiest way to do this, it's I refer to it as the coming to America mentality. You might be a prince, but you're broke mopping floors at McDonald's, not McDonald's. It's okay. Find somebody who likes you for you in real life. It's not that there are plenty of people out there. There's almost 8 billion people on the planet. Social ain't the way to go. Protect your info. Be cautious of financial requests. Look, if you haven't met somebody in person and know them and have somebody else vouch for them, no payday for you. That's all there is to it. And it's okay. And if they're heartbroken, too bad. Trust your instincts. Yeah. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And yes, veterans, you can report suspicious activity. And this goes for everybody else as well. I'll circle back on the veterans here in a second. You can submit a report to the reportfraud.ftc.gov. And here's the big one for suspected VA benefits fraud. Call the VA benefits hotline. For all veteran affairs related fraud, reach out to the FTC. So this is a bit, look, if you're trying to do the stolen valor scam and getting VA healthcare coverage, more power to you. But look, some of these, they may be looking to get your disability payment per month. They might be looking to get your retirement funds. It happens. So if you think you've been a victim, I know it's embarrassing. It's okay. Like, this happens a lot. So you're not the first one. You're not going to be the last. Reach out and tell them, this is what I think is going on. I need to protect my information. How do I do that? And let them walk you through. Speaking of not being the first, not being the last, 64,000 romance scams were reported in 2023, totaling $1.14 billion in losses. Oh, I got to do the math on that. Calculator. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Voice attacks let me down. I really need to preface all my commands with computer, because all I think is Scotty from Star Trek 4 with the whales? Yeah. So let's do 1.14. How about 114? How many commas is that? That's 3 commas divided by 64000. Average amount here is $17,812.50. That's not small taters there. 17, almost 18 grand. That's a car. That's a good down payment on a house, depending on what loan program you got. And if you're a veteran, you should be using your VA loan. So, but yeah, that's wild. Anyhow, vets, watch your stuff. Keep your digital head on a swivel too, and don't trust them. Just don't trust them. Moving on, Macs. Oh yes, Macintosh, Apple, they don't get viruses. Well, they're targeted by info stealers in the new era of cyber threats. New one can steal passwords and credit card details with delicate precision, targeting victims across the internet based on their device, location, and operating system. Good side of Mac or Apple is if you have all Apple products, then it's all part of the same ecosystem, and what's on your phone is on your computer. Cool, man. Downside is whatever's on your phone and on your computer, if it's wiped out, it's all gone. So the dangers of info stealers, which have long plagued Windows devices, but in the past years become a serious threat for Mac owners. And in 2024, one malicious program in particular is responsible for most of this, racking up 70% of the detections on Mac. Let's see. Unlike ransomware, which is deployed against large businesses, info stealers deliver illicit gains no matter the target. There you go. So Mac users, sorry, your heyday of it doesn't have problems. It's over. But yeah, they're stealing credit card details, and they can attempt fraudulent purchases online, stolen passwords. The impact is even broader. Hackers could wire funds from breached online bank account into their own or masquerade as someone on social media to ask friends and family for money. Yeah, that would be a problem. Where did that thing go? I moved my controls around and now I can't. Oh, there it is. Now I can't find them. There we go. If you're watching, you can join me in chat. You can chat from wherever you're at. Not everybody will see it, but I can pull it up on the screen if it's good and let everybody see it. So anyhow, there's like info stealers are a problem. Info stealer called TrickBot that when implanted on a person's device would steal online banking credentials. They started adding on new features, steal Outlook credentials, disable Windows Defender, and even download and deliver additional separate malware onto infected devices. So yeah, there's big stuff out there for Windows and Mac. Likewise, a phishing app developed for Android devices doesn't work on iPhones. Cool. Hey, yeah, you're safe, man. Most Mac threats were bothersome pieces of malware that would hijack a victim's web browser to deliver annoying ads and wayward links. Yeah, okay, if that's the worst you got to risk, that's not that bad. But as Mac computers have become standard within business, as advanced for Windows, they've readjusted. New info stealer, here we go, called Atomic Stealer made its debut, and since launch, much like TrickBot, it's been gussied up with some of the markings of a legitimate business. Amos can be licensed out to other cyber criminals. For that price, it was initially $1,000 a month. And with that, they didn't just buy a productivity tool or communications app. They bought access to an information stealer that can crack into Mac computers to steal a variety of sensitive information. By January, so a year ago, they increased to $3,000 a month. Malware features only mean so much. Another important is getting the malware onto a device. So yeah, this is becoming bigger and bigger. And it's just, yeah, how to stay safe. Sorry, Apple users, you're going to have to pay attention now. That's all there is to it. Use cybersecurity software that always offers always-on protection against Mac. Use Malwarebytes browser guard to securely browse the web and be notified when visiting. And be aware of the first ad-supported result on Google searches or other search engines. Cybercriminals have successfully placed their own malicious ads in these top rankings to trick victims into downloading malware. Talk about this pretty regularly. Those sponsored results are at the top of the page. They say sponsored results. Just scroll down until you hit the end of the sponsored results. It might have to force you over to page 2 on Google, but it's safer. All right, moving on. Google now allows digital fingerprinting of its users. This one's kind of crazy, and I've got to rethink my stuff now, too. I hate it, man. But yeah, in the ongoing saga that is Google's struggle to replace tracking cookies, we've entered a new phase. They are fingerprinting your browser. So it doesn't matter where you go, as long as your browser takes you there, they know it was your browser. Doesn't matter if you got cookies disabled, any of the rest of that stuff. Your browser went to Expedia.com. Your browser went to, yeah. Instead of deprecating third-party cookies, we would introduce a new experience in Chrome that lets people make an informed choice that applies to across their web browsing. Sure, sounds good. Tech Giant said, yeah. Where is it? Anyhow. Pause. Where am I here? Yeah, they're talking about a bunch of different stuff here, but by the time, yeah, it's possible. So yeah, if your operating system, your browser type and version, your IP address, installed browser plugins, time zone, language settings, all of that stuff can be part of your digital fingerprint. And just like with anything else, the more you walk around with it, the easier it is to say, oh yeah, that's definitely yours. And they create a unique fingerprint by which websites can recognize you even if you clear your cookies. They may even be able to make an informed guess if you visit the same site with a different browser. Yeah, you were on Expedia looking for flights to Cancun and you got rid of Chrome and now you're on something else, Edge, Microsoft Edge, and you're back looking at flights to Cancun. Yeah, it's probably you. Unlike cookies, users cannot clear the fingerprint and therefore cannot control how their information is collected. We think this subverts user choice and is wrong. And that's coming from Google, who's doing this. So yeah, it's a problem. It's something to be aware of. Maybe maybe you're thinking it's probably not a big deal, but it can be. I don't have it queued up on this one, but I did have something last week where your tracking information, your cookies, all of this stuff creates a digital profile of you, which can be used to give you selective pricing on things. If you're always looking up how to soup up your car, where the racetracks are, how to order nitrous for your car online, where to get better performance tires, blah, 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 all of that stuff, and then you find that your insurance rate has gone up. That's because your browser was tracking all of that. That data got brokered out, and that data brokered information got forwarded to the insurance companies, and it popped in there, and they went, oh, hey, you like Go Fast car. Okay, yeah, your insurance just went up. That's one small example, but there are legitimate cases that this does happen. So keep in mind, not necessarily a deal breaker, but if your information is leaked out there, be very selective about what information you're putting out there and feel free to skew it. There is nothing wrong with shopping for minivans and, as I'm fond of saying, go to Walmart and look up diapers. Go to Amazon, look up baby formula. Go back to Google and look up diaper rash stuff and then see how quickly it takes for a mailer to show up in your mailbox. You know, hey, we're a maternity clinic. How'd that come from? This is how this happens. So, and it's going to get worse with fingerprinting. Cookies you can clear, you can wipe them off your computer, you can shred them on your computer if you want to. But fingerprinting, that one's going to be a lot tougher to deal with. So it's okay to skew the results. It's okay to mess with them. They don't need to know your info. And preferably, the less you do, the better. However hard it may be, the time may have come to consider switching to a browser that provides built-in features to resist fingerprinting. Bye-bye Chrome, I'm sorry. Or look for anti-fingerprinting tools in the form of browser extensions. That's going to be problematic because if they're putting fingerprinting into a browser, they're going to do everything possible to make sure that you can't take it off or bypass it or defeat it. Use a VPN that can mask your IP address and location, which are significant pieces of information for fingerprinting. Most of the time that is very doable. Sometimes that is impractical, but totally worthwhile. And there are free VPNs out there that do work well. Totally worth it. Keep your browser updated so your old version will not give away your data. And disabling JavaScript can break a website's functionality, but it also significantly reduces the data websites can gather about you. So again, we're going back in time to the spy versus spy thing. And it just for giggles, if in mass protest, everybody turned off JavaScript and all the websites broke and everything stopped, the wheels stopped spinning, or at least slowed way the heck down, then web developers would be forced to come up with a solution that doesn't involve JavaScript, which thereby defeats this digital fingerprinting thing. So just food for thought there. DeepSeek found to be sharing user data with TikTok parent company ByteDance. I talk about ByteDance pretty often, and I got a lot of love for TikTok. There is some great content on TikTok. It's discoverable. It's wonderful. Hell, I'm live streaming on TikTok right now, which is awesome. It's great, but the whole here we go. Says South Korea's Personal Information Protection Commission, that's a handful there, says it has uncovered evidence that DeepSeek has secretly been sharing data with ByteDance, the parent company of the popular social media app TikTok. Again, algorithms, data. This is the, if you want, this is the new oil. They have struck oil, not even gold. They have struck oil. It just comes right up out the ground, and people are happy to give it to you. Here's all my data. And that data is worth a lot of money to a lot of companies. So they're yet to confirm what data was transferred and to what extent. Again, something to be aware of. It doesn't necessarily matter that you're using TikTok or any other social media app for that matter. Tea. Oh, I'm loving this. What can you do? Same things over and over. Avoid sharing personal information. Never input sensitive or personal data into generative AI apps. So, and I just had a good tip from somebody on Facebook today. It was a great prompt for a generative AI app. But yeah, you don't want to put your stuff in there. I got slightly personal with mine, asking about a specific product because I wanted an old school version of it. And it's like, that's unsafe. I'm like, don't ever tell me that's unsafe again. So I asked it, okay, what model year is the latest one before this came into effect? And it's like, these are mandatory safety features. I'm like, okay, I will never ask you again. I don't like that. And maybe that did trigger something that, oh, he's into, not being safe. I just don't want your new safety features. It's like I still want a car with brakes. I'm not a fan of anti-lock brakes, especially living in Florida. Number one, I don't have to worry about the snow and the ice and the rest of that stuff. But number two, if you have ever driven through a puddle of oil and then tried to stop your car, the only thing that's going to stop you is a tree. But you can't turn off ABS. So I like old school things because I'm in control. I don't have some other computer or something else doing something stupid that I can't affect. Now, mind you, most cars have an e-brake on them, but it's not the same. It's not the same as being able to just mash your foot to the floor, burn the oil off tires, and off you go. So select AI apps carefully. Choose generative AI apps with caution, prioritizing reputable ones that value user privacy and security. Yeah. Disable chat saving, manage app permissions. It does not need to know where you're at, unless that is extremely relevant to what you're trying to deal with. So, doesn't need to know that. It doesn't need to know, unless you're doing voice stuff, it doesn't need a microphone. It doesn't need camera. It doesn't need any of that stuff. Type your stuff in, or if you're not good at typing, or English is not your first language, more power to you if that's the case. Then okay, voice to text, and then copy the text into there. Don't trust it. So yeah, watch yourself. As technology gets better, so does the potential dystopian effects of it. Ooh, that was good. I should have saved that. Gmail, how AI was used in an advanced phishing campaign targeting Gmail users. This one came out about 2 weeks ago. FBI warned about increasing threat. Attackers are leveraging AI to craft highly convincing voice and video messages and emails to enable fraud schemes against individuals and businesses alike. These sophisticated tactics can result in devastating financial losses, reputational damage, and compromise of sensitive data. So I'll give you an example. This is an ongoing scam, and it pops up very regularly, where somebody said, "Hey, sends you a text. Hey, I'm using a new phone, but this is blank." Okay, I know blank. Maybe they did get a new phone. I've got a party going on. I need you to stop by the store and pick me up 15 Amazon gift cards for $10 a piece. It's a scam. And people get caught with it all the time. If that's happened to you, it's all right. You don't have to be embarrassed. It does happen, but don't trust that. Like, if you know your friend, if I got that text and it said it's coming from my buddy Jerry, and pick up the phone and calling Jerry on the number I know he's got and saying, "Dude, really?" And if he answers, then it's 100% confirmed that that is a scam. So, but it's different when you have AI tools using, again, for nefarious purposes. And I'll give you an example. It's not, in this case, it wouldn't be a text from your boss. It could be a phone conversation from your boss's voice saying, "Hey, I'm in jail. I need you to wire $1,000 to this account so I can get bailed out." Okay. AI can very easily replicate that now. I mean, if I wanted to, I am not there yet. I'm not. I got a little bit left to do here. I got a bunch of setup stuff that I'm working on my system, but I don't have it set up right now. Fair warning. But I could push one button and have my voice sound like Morgan Freeman. That's the power of it. That's not even an AI thing. So there's nothing stopping a bad actor from duplicating somebody else's voice and saying, "Hey, I'm in a bind. I need you to do this thing for me." It'll sound real. Or worse, you get a video message and it not only sounds real, but looks real. It's crazy where this is going. So just understand this is the power of it. This warning should not be taken lightly. Here you go. In one study, researchers found that the cost of an advanced and sophisticated email attack starts at just $5. Now, we just covered the romance scam stuff. Most of those people were on average, it was $18,000 per person. That's a good return on investment right there. Again, if it's an email and it comes through and it looks legitimate enough, and it's a voice message and you listen to it and it's somebody in your family, "I need money, I need you to wire it to that," people are going to get had by this, and that's why I do this show. FBI also warned users to be cautious when receiving unsolicited emails or text messages. Just talked about that a bit. Phishers are using AI-based phishing attacks for proven. This is a big one. They're also using AI-powered tools to create emails that can bypass security filters. Just go right past your spam folder. Looks legit. Isn't. That's a problem. Combine that with deepfake supported robocalls. This is Morgan Freeman calling. Yeah, that's a problem. And these methods could trick a lot of people. I like the Morgan Freeman thing. I love Morgan Freeman. Who doesn't love Morgan Freeman? But I am 100% going to put that on the live stream one day. None of the elements used in these attacks so far are novel, but the combination might make the campaign extremely effective. So be aware of this. It starts with they're always going after the biggest fish first. If they can get into Gmail and make this work, then other apps that are less secure or easier to bypass security protocols, they're going to be easy pickings. So how to avoid it: never click on links or download files from unexpected emails or messages. Again, if I get an email from my buddy, I don't know. Maybe the email address is off by a letter. Maybe that's a 1 instead of an I, but the font that's being used makes it look the same. No. Don't enter personal information on a website unless you are certain that it is legitimate. There's 100 different ways to make sure a website's legitimate. Clicking a link, probably a bad idea. Unless it's a legitimate one. Use a password manager to autofill credentials only on trusted sites, which that's fair. Don't try and override it either. If it's walmart.com, you can still be like force your stuff to do it. But if your password manager isn't recognizing it, that should be another red flag for you. Monitor your accounts for signs of unauthorized access or data leaks. Verify security alerts by visiting your Google account page directly instead of using links in emails. There you go. Use multi-factor authentication for all accounts. That's where you go to log in, and then it sends you a text message to make sure that it is you that is trying to log in. Protect your devices with update security software such as Malwarebytes Premium Security. Again, I love Malwarebytes. And use text protection and text message filtering on your mobile devices. So really good stuff there. And let's pop over here to Amazon scams. I had this one saved and I had to go Google it to find somebody else who had reposted it because my link was like long gone. There was no easy way to pop it up on here. So thank you, PPG Partners LLC, certified public accountants and consultants. I don't even know where they're out of. I'm going to find out. And actually, let's do that now. They are in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Awesome. That's where my family was from 100 years ago. So, but yeah, they actually posted this up, which is great because I definitely want to cover this. This information is actually a couple of years old now, but it still applies because again, old tricks still work. So we're not in Amazon Prime days right now, but two common and recent scams are Prime membership scams. These are unexpected calls or texts or emails that refer to a costly membership fee or issue with your membership and ask you to confirm or cancel the charge. Hey, your Amazon Prime is about to expire. It's going or it expired last week. If you want it reinstated, it's going to be $100 because your normal membership is $60, but with the expiration fee and the reinstatement fee and the fee, it's $150 now. There you go. That's how that works. These scammers try to convince you to provide payment or a bank account information in order to reinstate a membership. I cannot help you unless you provide me your bank info. It's a thing. Amazon will never ask you to provide payment information for products or services over the phone. There you go. Pro tip. Visit the message center on Amazon.com or on the app to review authentic emails from Amazon. Actually, use the app to verify your Prime membership status or make payments. Log into your Amazon account and go to your account. Again, you can do that through the app. Probably wouldn't even be logged off on the app. So just don't trust it. Account suspension deletion scam, same thing. Saying be suspended or deleted and prompt you to click on a fraudulent link or verbally provide information to verify your account. Yes, I need your social security number that's associated with your account. I need your bank account number and PIN. No. Customers land on these pages, receive phone calls, or are then lured to provide account information such as payment information or account login credentials. Look, if they can't get that, that doesn't mean that is the only thing they're going to try to get out of you. Hey, tell you what, I'm trying to find your account. Can you give me your social security number so maybe I can cross-reference it that way? There you go. Off you go. Amazon will never ask you to disclose your password or verify sensitive personal information over the phone or on any website other than Amazon.com. Do not click links or on any links or provide your information to anyone over the phone without authenticating the email or the phone call. I'm going to take that a step further. Do not authenticate your information over the phone unless you're dealing with somebody that you know is actually somebody who you're dealing with. We deal with this a lot, especially in the real estate side of things. It's referred to as voice verification. They're better, like you have one-time authentication where they send you a text with a number on it. If you can't do that with them, you got a problem. Don't trust them. That's all there is to it. And you know what? Oh, you're going to close my Amazon account. Okay. I'll open one under a different email address tomorrow. I'm fine. I mean, if you're an Amazon seller, that's a bigger problem. But at that point, you should be super paranoid about not dealing with any of this stuff. And you should have a dedicated phone number to be able to call. So, or again, go through the app. Trust Amazon-owned channels. Again, Amazon.com or their app. Always go through the Amazon mobile app or website when seeking customer service or tech support or when looking to make changes to your account. Beware, this one's huge. This is with every scam. Be wary of false urgency. I got to get we got to take care of this right now, or, okay, I don't really care. I'll get fired. Sucks to be you. Scammers may try to create a sense of urgency to persuade you to do what they're asking. Be wary anytime someone tries to convince you that you must act now. I don't know. Did that even work on the 80s infomercials? Call now. Maybe. I mean, it was a good call to action, but it's very memorable still. But no. Never pay over the phone. Amazon will never ask you to provide payment information, including gift cards or verification cards, as some scammers call them. See, whoops. That was a good one. I have never heard it referred to as a verification card. So even I learned something today. I'm usually pretty on top of this stuff. But yeah, no gift cards, no verification cards, as some scammers call them, for products or services over the phone. Yeah, we need you to go down to your local drugstore and pick up at least 5 of these gift cards or verification cards. It's the only way we'll know. Nope. Tough tacos. Verify links first. Legitimate Amazon websites contain Amazon.com or Amazon.com support. You gotta be a little more tech savvy to know this stuff. It might even look like it says that, but if you hover over the link, it may not show that. It may show something else entirely, and that is an extremely easy thing to do. So just don't trust it. I mean, I could do one right here, right now, live if you wanted, but I'm not going to. Anyhow, if you receive communication, call, text, or email you think may not be from Amazon, report it to Amazon.com/report a scam. Now, I'm going to have to go look at that. So anyhow, I want to go back to the romance scam thing for a second here, just because it leads me very nicely into the next section that I'm about to talk about. Romance scams they're very prevalent. And again, we saw one come through today, so it's fresh on my mind, especially after that episode on Valentine's Day. But I'm going to tell you the one place you're going to fall in love. It's okay. It's totally good. You totally should fall in love over here. And that is, here we go, at the Humane Society of Pinellas. There's plenty of other great adoption organizations out there. I just landed on theirs tonight, and I wanted to do a promo for them, and I ran out of time. I'm so sorry. I feel like I let all the doggos down. But you can meet your new wagging companion over at the Humane Society of Pinellas. They got a bunch of them. I think I showcased Mia last week. But yeah, there's some handsome and pretty ones. I'm going to come back and cover a couple of these. But there's quite a run here. Look at that mug on Birch. And here he looks so handsome and sweet. But yeah, there's also special adoption programs for dogs. And if you can't adopt right now, you can foster a pet or sponsor a dog. So, and look, if you can't even do that, that's okay. You can donate, whatever. There are 100 different ways to be able to help out at the shelters, including just sharing the information. So that's why you'll see I'll repost a bunch of this stuff. But this one I really wanted to highlight because this is Carl. He's a mixed breed. He's large, male at 60 pounds. And yes, he is blind. But he's still a sweetie. He's a chonk. There's no two ways about it. He's a big fella. But, that's okay. 60 pounds, it's about what you want. You want him to be stocky. He's about 10 years old, and right now he's at a foster home. His adoption fee is $100. And the text here, which I need to move up so I can actually read it. Hello, I'm Carl. My world may be dark, but that doesn't stop me from exploring with my other senses. I love the sound of friendly voices, the smell of new scents, and the feel of a gentle touch. I'm smart, too. I've learned to navigate my surroundings with ease. I'm mellow, preferring a good snuggle over a game of fetch any day. Despite my age, my curiosity keeps me young at heart. I can just, like this dog. I know. He's like, I sniff something good over there. Run his head into a wall. I totally, spirit animal there. I'm looking for a home where I can share my sweetness and companionship. Adopt me and discover how much love a senior dog like me can give. He's currently in a foster home. If you're interested in meeting him, please reach out to foster@humanepinellas.org, or you can call them at 727-797-7722, extension 150. That's a long phone number. But Humane Society of Pinellas, you can click through and find him very easily. But yeah, he's a senior and he's blind. Like, if this doesn't tug at your heartstrings, you got problems. We'll cover a couple of the others here. This is Birch. Look at that mug, man. Birch just looks sassy. That's all there is to it. She's a 61-pound female, mixed breed, about 7 years old, and her adoption fee is $150. She's got a heart as big as the world, even if it's a bit under the weather right now. She's getting help for heartworm, and while it's no walk in the park, I remain my sweet, friendly self. I have a mellow demeanor that makes me a great companion. I love to relax and just enjoy the simple things in life. She's patient and kind and got a lot of love to give. Adopting me means gaining a loyal friend who will always be there for you, heartworm or not. I'm ready to give all my love to a new family. Could that be you? And in this case, if you currently have a dog at home, please bring them to meet me to be sure that we will get along. So she just looks sassy, though. I dig that. It may not be an accurate representation. That's the hard thing with the shelters. I got to give a shout out to A Gold Pet Photo, which I don't have them up right now. But they do photography, and it's second chance photos. The photos that they get at the shelters, I mean, it's cell phone snaps with the dog sitting next to them. This is not a bad picture. This is actually a very common picture and pose for these dogs. And I can't remember the guy's name right this second, but the guy who runs it, A Gold Pet Photo, he sets them up like full on studio and just gets the greatest expressions out of them. And that does actually go a long way to getting them adopted. So this is Abby. Look at that happy face. And she got perky ears and big tongue. But look at that. Is that not just like the most adorable thing ever? Her little ears just kind of tweaked over a little bit. And pink nose. Oh, look at that. She's a cute looking, little girl. Yeah, I was gonna say that better be sand, not snow. we're in Florida, girl. You gotta be good with that. She's a mixed breed female, about 35 pounds, 34.9. I don't know if they're keeping her on a diet or what. Can't break 35. She's 1 year old. She's at the dog kennels right now, and her adoption fee is $150. She's got a heart full of joy and a spirit that just loves to play. Always up for a game of fetch or a long walk, apparently on the beach too. You want a long walk on a beach with, a sweet little female. There you go. She's your girl. I've got energy to spare, but don't worry. I know when it's time to settle down and just enjoy some quiet cuddles. I'm friendly with everyone that I meet and always ready to wag my tail and give some love. I'm hoping to find a family that loves to play and laugh as much as I do. Adopting me means getting a loyal friend who will always by your side, ready to bring a smile to your face and fill your days with fun and happiness. Again, doggos, if you got doggos, bring them for a meet and greet. And on each one of these, there's a donate link, or you can share their info on Facebook. You can email it to a friend, put it out there on X. I'm not going to dead name Twitter. Pinterest, which I don't really get that. Or you can just copy the link and send it however you want to. And here we got Sadie. She looks outdoorsy. Look at that. Look at that. She's ready. She smelled something. Oh, it is cute. Oh, another beach girl. I dig it. And yeah, look at the short coat, easy to bathe. It's not going to take you 2 hours to blow dry. Yeah, she's a beach girl. Dig it. Yeah. Wait. Look at that sweet little expression. Oh, there we go. So that's Sadie. Again, donate link there. She's a mixed breed medium female, 36.5 pounds. I don't know why that like the half or 0.9. No, just 36 or 37, whatever, it doesn't matter. She's 3 years old. She too is at the dog kennels, $150 for the adoption fee, or again, you can donate. She's got a playful spirit that's infectious. She loves to run and play, filling the air with my energetic joy. God bless the people who write these descriptions, because it cannot be easy. She's Cuddlebug too. She's very happy to meet people and love on them. My favorite thing in the world is making new friends, and I can't wait to meet you. It's true. If you have not experienced being around a rescue or a shelter dog, they are the most loving animals on the face of the planet. Maybe not Chihuahuas. Some of them are, some of them aren't. But generally speaking, all of them are very grateful, and they're just going to love on you. She's into adventure and just waiting for her partner in crime. Again, you can bring in your current dog for a meet and greet, and that's Sadie. And Bella, look at that. She's a Siberian Husky. I totally mashed that up. She's female, 43 pounds, 5 years old. She look at that. Sad kennel face. But look, you can tell she wants to have fun. Anyhow, her adoption fee is $300. And for being a Husky, her coat does not look like majorly fluffy. So that's a good thing, especially being here in Florida. She too is playful. She likes fetch, chase around the yard. Yeah, they like chase. Huge fan of cuddles and belly rubs. Oh yeah, if you're into giving belly rubs, there you go. She's got a friendly nature and loves making new friends, both human and canine. Always up for an adventure, quiet afternoon nap. So yeah, there you go. She's a good girl too. Again, the donation link is on their website. And this one's Harry. I can't tell if Harry's full of sass or he's just sweet. I mean, the eyes and ears say sweet, but the lips kind of get a little sass there, I think. Oh, he pays a lot of attention. Again, nice with the short hair. Yeah. Oh, that's a beach picture too. Yeah, car ride. And again, these are cell phone photos. Like they don't necessarily do them justice, but I think that one really shows he's got a good personality. And he's very attentive. That tells me he's super attentive, which that's good. He's a mixed breed, 65 pounds. Wow, he does not look it in the photos. The black's very slimming, you know. He's 1 year old. Adoption fee of $150. He's got a knack for making everyone around me laugh with my goofy antics. I can totally see that. 1 year old and 65 pounds. You know he is nothing but just paws all over the place. He loves to play and run around, and always ready for a good game of fetch. That's good. My Dory over here, I love her dearly, but she does not fetch. She chases. She might grab, but she is not going to bring that back. She might just toss it off in the corner and go, okay, that was fun. So fetch, dog that can fetch is good. Oh, here we go. I am also quite the conversationalist and always ready to talk and express my feelings. I told you, that is the face of sass right there. So I'm a smart cookie too. I learn new tricks in a jiffy. I bet he's got border collie mixed in his. What's his name? If you adopt Harry, please reach out to me. Do a DNA test on him. I want to know if he's got border collie in there. But learns new tricks in a jiffy and bursting with energy and love to share. Loyal friend, life is never boring. All of the dogs and cats are fully vetted, spayed or neutered, and have an updated vaccines and a microchip. If you have currently have a dog at home, bring them in for a meet and greet. So we're going to pop back over here for a second. There's so many others on their page, and this is just the dogs. Dexter looks real sweet too. And Athena, and like those just aren't, they're not good photos. Roma, she's 7 years old. This one I love. Honey, she's 1 year old. Honey is a heavy chewer. She loves bones. No stuffies, she'll tear them up. Right, Dory? No stuffies. Dory will shred a stuffy. We even got the good ones that they're like, this is made out of recycled fire hose and they're indestructible. She had it dead in like 15 minutes. It was gone. And they're like, we guarantee it. I'm like, good luck with her. So yeah, I'm familiar with the heavy chewers. Thank God Dory is great about only chewing on things that are appropriate. But if you need heavy chewer stuff, we got you. I got the links for that. She loves to play tug of war, but at 65 pounds, she always wins. Yeah, Dory's at like 50, and let me tell you, 50 pounds of this dog yanking on something, it's impressive. Someplace I've got the video. We had they're smaller kayaks, but the plastic kayaks in the backyard, and we'd only had her home for like a week. Man, she found the handle on that kayak and drug it across the yard like it was, I mean, she had to tug on it a little bit, but she was getting it moved. So this one sounds a little familiar to me. If you get Honey and need some advice, I'm here for you. She'd love to cuddle if she could sit still long enough. She's full of puppy energy. I know that. But look how sweet that expression is. Bullet and Laylee. Laylee's a little on the bigger side. He loves his blanket. He's sweet and playful dog, knows commands, and is potty trained. So if you're looking for a bigger one, there you go. Lily and Emma and Diesel, and the list just goes on. Leo, look at that. He looks sweet too. He has not been around other dogs. We've had him 7 years, had to move, no longer keep him. I'd love to see him go with good families, good with kids. He likes stuffed animals and loves to cuddle. So you got a car companion there. But yeah, there's just so many of them here. And I'm going to skip over the cats for a second. They also have adoptable small pets. Look, they got plenty of rabbits there. Yep, there you go. Same details on them. You can sponsor them too. You can foster, or donate. Humane Society is over here on State Road 590 in Clearwater, and you can find them at humanesocietyofpinellas.org. They really do great work there, and most importantly for me is they are a no-kill shelter, which is huge, near and dear to my heart. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Do me a favor, give me a follow, especially over on the YouTube. I would appreciate that. That's enough for me. I'm hungry and so is my dog. So, yo Vanilla Ice, let's get out of here. Thanks for joining me this evening. I hope you found it entertaining, maybe even informative. If you have questions, please email them to podcast@zackkidd.com, and I'll include the response in the next live stream. Until then, I'm Zach Kidd, Realtor, Clearwater, Florida, signing off.